Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I was playing WWE 2K25 on the island, and it got me thinking, like, as I was playing it and I was seeing the arenas and I was trying to give it another chance, this game has a big issue. And it's been happening for the last, I want to say 4 games, ever since 2K22 and 2K20, ever since Ukes left. And that is, it's facing an identity crisis. It's trying to do too many things, and it's not really selling or doing great at like any one of them, right? Now, this is obviously just an opinion, but I've been playing these since the original on PS1, SmackDown, all the way to this year's game, 2K25. And although I like the games, I feel like instead of making separate games like what we heard about a couple years ago or last year, the lost game of WWE Brawl, the WWE Allstars, the WWE kart game that I've always wanted, like Mario Kart, but with WWE wrestlers. Why not? Another Battlegrounds. Why not make another one of those? Why not make that Twisted Metal type game knockoff? The name escapes me right now. You know what I'm talking about. Sound off the comments below. I can't think of it. I'm having a brain fart right now. But the cool thing THQ used to do is they used to let them try different things to make to try different genres. I mean, WWE Brawl was basically Power Stone, but with WWE wrestlers and with a WWE twist. That's genius. I love that idea. WWE Allstars. I don't know what really to compare that to other than Street Fighter with the crazy over-the-top wrestling moves, which I love because it's something different. Now, I don't want that to replace WWE 2K series. I also want my normal WWE 2K, but look at what they're doing with the WWE 2K games. Now, this isn't a complaint. This is stuff I've wanted for years. However, I feel like they're doing it in this game, trying to make this game everything it can possibly be, instead of taking chances and making side games, which really sucks. So what's funny is that the WWE kart game, who knows? We might get a WWE kart game added on to the mainline 2K series. They keep adding to it. Why not? Can you imagine a go-kart wrestling game or a go-kart mode where you go in, it's the mainline WWE 2K game, and you just pick, let's say, Rhea Ripley, you have her special go-kart, and you go into go-kart mode, right? And it's the same character model, the go-kart looks realistic and everything, it's just a whole separate mode for you to play. Who knows? It could happen. I mean, look what they're doing with this game. You have an island mode, like a light RPG where you walk around, have missions and stuff. Now, it's not exactly where it needs to be. It'll probably be a couple of years before we get there. And the monetization is crazy. We've talked about that to death. But it's another mode where this game is like, why not just make a separate wrestling game that's an adventure game where you create your wrestler, it has third-person camera, and you play through a cool storyline where you go, it's literally the island, right? And you just go do that, and it has online features and all that stuff. That could have been a whole separate game, $60, $70. You support it for the next 5 years while you make your 2K game every single year. And by buying the 2K game each year, you get special stuff for that. There's ways they could do this to where they piggyback off each other. Like if you buy the new 2K game, you get a bunch of bonuses for the island game, right? Or if you buy the new DLC pack for the island game, you get points for your 2K game. So they go hand in hand, and you incentivize people to keep playing back and forth. When they're done with the 2K games and they feel like they've gotten their fill, they can go back and playing the island game because it's a continuous game. You see where I'm getting at here? I feel like they're trying to cram everything into one game instead of taking chances like a WWE Brawl or an All-Stars, which is, it kills me we never got a sequel to WWE All-Stars. And I just came across this article on SmackDown Hotel about stuff that was canceled or stuff that didn't make it into games, and I forgot completely about the WWE Brawl game, and I got really depressed because it's like, that looks super cool. That looked awesome. I really hope that we get some type of game like that in the future. And Ukes left the company because they wanted to be able to make like a side wrestling game while Visual Concepts made the mainline game. And they would just release back and forth, right? Why not? Why not do that? You have a wrestling game every year. You have more development time. You could add more to it, patch it out better. Instead of having these wrestling games come out every single year that are broken. Now, this year they've done really good with fixing stuff. I'm going to give them credit where credit's due. But in past years, that wasn't always the case. So maybe things have changed. Maybe they got more people. The fact that WWE has grown so much since they were purchased by TKO, I feel like now is the time to start experimenting with side games. They have a big enough company. 2K is huge. I mean, they're going to release Borderlands 4 this year. They're going to release Grand Theft Auto this year. They released NBA. They released the WWE games. They have all these other games that they release every single year, PGA Tour, whatever. They have enough money and capital to take chances on other games. And again, make it to where if you buy something from this game or you buy this game, it allows you to unlock stuff for the other games. They did this on the PSP version, I think of what was it, SmackDown versus Raw or SmackDown versus Raw 06. It's been a long time since I played that. Sound off the comments below, where you could unlock stuff if you had both versions of the game. In fact, the only way to unlock the certain thing, which I can't remember right now because it was so long ago, you had to have both games to get. And you could transfer I think you could transfer your wrestlers back and forth between them too. Don't quote me on that. But stuff like that. With the Switch 2 around the corner and WWE 2K coming to the system, are we going to get 2K25? Or are we going to get 2K26? Or what I hope is going to happen is we're going to get a side game, a side wrestling game. Now, I still want the mainline wrestling games on the Switch 2. That could come out in 2026. The mainline wrestling game comes to the system. But why not experiment on the Switch 2 with a whole new wrestling game designed specifically for the Switch 2? Now, the only problem with this is every time you start a new wrestling game series, you start getting the hate train. Like, it doesn't have this feature, it's missing this feature, it's missing that feature. That could be part of the reason why we never get something different. Look what happened to AEW Fight Forever. It was missing so much content, and the creation suite was bare bones. I'm surprised they even put it in there, that the game got blasted. And as far as I know, it didn't sell very well, and now the game is dead and Ukes has moved on to Double Dragon, which we'll talk about that in another video. So, I don't know, man. Like, it feels like, I think indie developers are a little scared too, because if they don't have all these features after seeing what happened to AEW Fight Forever, I feel like they're terrified that if they don't meet the baseline of what is expected in a wrestling game, that they're probably afraid nobody's going to buy it. But I'll say this. If you are an indie developer making a wrestling game, don't compare yourself to the AEW Fight Forever. AEW Fight Forever was made by a $1 billion owned company and a developer that's been making wrestling games for over 20 years. That's why that's why they were so scrutinized for the lack of content. I feel like if you're an indie developer, you'll have a lot more leeway with the fans because you're continuously working on it. Is your passion project, right? Now, I'm not saying release a crappy game at the beginning with bad gameplay, performance, whatever, but keep in mind you have some leeway with the fans because you guys are 5 people? Some of you are one person making a wrestling game, like the casual pro wrestling guy. Shout outs to you. You're one dude making a wrestling game. It's going to take time to get it perfect, and it's fun. And sadly, it's more fun, to me anyway, than the AEW game. Now, the AEW game had really fun gameplay. It was really fun to play. It just needed some tweaking, right? Something a sequel would do, something a patch could do. But then money, right? Once the money was gone, the game got abandoned, and who knows if they'll ever go back to it. Even though Tony Khan himself said, oh no, we're still working on the game, he has no idea what's going on with the game. He's too busy worrying about AEW. So anyway, I kind of rambled on a bit. My whole point of this whole video is I feel like it's time for 2K to try something different with the WWE license. I want a go-kart game. I want a card battling game on a console, not my stupid phone, and not tied to WWE 2K Like another thing, WWE 2K, it's a card game. It's literally a RPG slash Booker game with the my GM mode. It's a story game with the story mode, the My Rise. It's an open world game or open zone game, whatever you want to call it, with the island. It's a wrestling game. It's a fighting game. It's trying to be too much, and I feel like focus on like certain things, and now they can never take anything out because the fans will blast them. Like, oh, why would you take that out? Blah 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 blah. The more they add to it, I feel like the less they could take out. Because if they take out universe mode, a lot of us are going to be pissed. If they take out the creation suite, which they'll never do, that people will be pissed and wouldn't buy it anymore. If they took out my GM, people would be pissed, which they have done before. If they took out my faction, even though a lot of people hate my faction, people would be pissed. Like, you see what I'm getting at here? I feel like it's time. Try other stuff. If it doesn't work out, don't make another one. I mean, go-kart, card game, battle card game like Twisted Metal, Power Stone fighting game style thing, like a 2D game, like they had WWE Immortals on the phone. Why was that a phone game? That should have been a console game. That was such a cool idea. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. Sound off the comments below. How do you feel about this? And as always, stay frosty.